Okay, try it, Jazz.
Okay. Okay. Hello, folks. Thank you all very much for coming and being so patient in the hot sun. We are very lucky today to have really one of the great scholars of the United States, Dr. Cornel West, with us, and he'll be up here in a second. I want to first off welcome all of you who have not been to Freedom Plaza before. Thank you very much for coming. We appreciate you being here. We appreciate you showing support. I hope you'll come back when Dr. West is not here and join us and participate. Every night we have discussions on issues. Tonight we're talking about the role of government, what government's doing wrong and how we can correct it. Tuesday night we have a special Iran night, music, food, movies, and talk about the situation in Iran, which is very critical right now. Thursday night we have a night on statehood for DC, so I hope you'll come down, participate. We're here all day, we're doing things all the time. We need you to come out and participate. Let me introduce our key speaker here today, Dr. Cornel West, who is one of the great scholars of the United States, not just an African-American scholar, but a great scholar who's going to tell you all the importance of what we're doing here today. Thank you very much.
What a blessing to be here. Occupy Washington, D.C. Occupy Wall Street, 1,000 cities in 82 countries. We on the move, y'all. We on the move. But I am blessed to have with me two towering artistic giants. They're my friends. They're my brothers. I've been blessed to actually be on their album, but they scraped the barrel and put me on there, and I appreciate that. But I'm talking about Raheem Devon, DC's own Raheem Devon, living like it's bulletproof, Love and War, masterpiece. Now got his radio show, and then there is the Funketeer, the genius, the one and only Bootsy Collins, Bootsy Collins! And they wanted to be here because if you listen closely to their music, you'll see the relation between the funk and the struggle for justice, between the soul and the struggle for freedom. It goes hand in hand. Is that right to y'all? I'm talking about John Coltrane's The Love Supreme. I'm talking about Stevie Wonder's Love and the Need of Love. I'm talking about Marvin Gaye, What's Going On? I'm talking about George Clinton, One Nation Under Groove. And we could go on and on and on, but I'm just so very blessed to have them here. I want to thank Brother Kevin for his work and Sister Mark. And where's Brother Kevin? There is Brother Kevin and Sister Mark. Give him another hand. And a whole lot of other people. Whole lot of the collective and collaborative activities.
Leaderless movement and leader-filled movement. So it's a lot of people.
Leaderless and leaderful. I like that, brother. Definitely. But I was thanking you for the introduction to it. But I want to salute each and every one of you all, because you know that we are now in a new moment. Oh yes, we're in a new moment. The right-wing hegemony is slowly but surely passing away. It's going to be over. Fox News is going to be over. It's passing away. Oh yes, corporate greed is now exposed here and around the world. It's time for the greedy oligarchs and avaricious plutocrats to slowly pass away and allow those so-called everyday people to step forward. And anytime everyday people straighten their backs up, they're going somewhere, because folk can't ride your back unless it's bent. Can't ride unless it's bent. And we talking about every color, every culture, every sexual orientation, every religion and non-religion. Yeah, we got atheistic brothers and sisters, agnostic brothers and sisters. We got prophetic Mormon brothers and sisters. Give the Mormons a hand when they prophetic. Want to talk about corporate greed. Want to talk about democratic accountability of oligarchs and plutocrats. But we want to make the intimate connection between corporate greed on Wall Street and corporate greed in the military-industrial complex. With the war in Iraq and Afghanistan. with the dropping of the bombs on innocents.
That's right. Terror, shame.
It's a shame. It's a moral disgrace. We want to keep contact with the corporate greed in the prison industrial complex. What Sister Michelle Alexander calls the new Jim Crow. We're having a major gathering on Friday in New York City where they have a stop and frisk policy of 600,000 young brothers of all colors between 18 and 26 are pulled over, but 83% are black and brown and only 1.8% are arrested. That's called police harassment. It's called police surveillance, and we're not going to put up with it. We're not going to put up with it. And this Occupy movement is a holistic movement. We're concerned about corporate greed in the corporate media complex, where we get a truncated discourse between mean-spirited Republicans and spineless Democrats. We want a robust discussion. We want to begin with the poor children. 22% of our children of all colors living in poverty in the richest nation in the history of the world. That's a disgrace too. And 42% of our children of all colors living in or near poverty. They are 100% of the future. Occupy DC, Occupy Wall Street. We love the children too. That's why we're here. Concerned about the elderly, concerned about the widow, concerned about the stranger, the fatherless, the motherless, the poor, working people, gay brothers, lesbian sisters, the homeless, absolutely. Yes, our precious homeless. We all inclusive too, because we keep track of every form of bigotry. We don't want any bigotry against our Jewish brothers and sisters, against our Arab brothers and sisters, against our Muslim brothers and sisters, against black folk, red folk, white folk. Yes, that's the kind of movement we're talking about. And we need to continue to grow and develop and present a voice and a challenge. And the mainstream media says, well, can you reduce it down to 1 or 2 demands?
No, too many.
I said, we tired of your technocratic expectations. Right. We don't have just 1 demand or 2 demands. We want a new world. We want what Martin Luther King Jr. called revolution. Oh yeah, that's what we want. Brother Martin meant what? Revolution and priorities. We got warped priorities. 1% of the population owned 40% of the wealth, and income growth went to 100% of the top 10% in this nation. And 1% got 81% of all the income growth in 25 years. That's nothing but greed, squeezing working people, rendering poor people invisible. How long did they think we would put up with it? We may have been born at night, but not last night. How long did they think we would be quiet? How long did they think we would be complacent? How long did they think we'd be indifferent? No, new voices begin to come forward, and we should know, because Brother Bootsy and I, we old school. This brother's new school. We proud to be old school. I'm going down with Donny Hathaway. Oh, I'm going down with Aretha Franklin. I'm going down with Stevie Wonder. That's just the kind of brother I am. I'm going down with Marvin Gaye and Luther Vandross. I'm going down with the Funkadelics and Parliament. That's the kind of brother I am. I love me some Carole King and James Taylor too. Little Pearl Jam too. But that's the new school. This is the young people expressing themselves in their own way. And we got to listen. We've got to be critical because we're in it together. We learn from each other, but they do it in their own way. This is a new day. You all know what I'm talking about. Isn't it beautiful to be part of a new day? To look around the world and say, those Sly Stone Car everyday people are waking up. Waking up. 43 years ago today, something happened in Mexico City. Tommy Smith, John Carlos. Y'all remember that? sent a world a message. Took tremendous courage to do that. They paid a major cost in their lives. I was just with Brother John Carlos on Wednesday at New York at NYU. He's got a new book out, the John Carlos story. Was kind enough to ask me to write the foreword. I was blessed to do it. He tells a story about what he went through. And it reminds us, even as we are here coming together, finding joy as we revel in each other's humanity, there will be a cost that we'll have to pay. This is not a game. These major institutions around here have entrenched interests, and they're going to fight. They're going to lie. They're going to deceive. And maybe even some of us will have to die. But that's all right, because there's a brother named Martin Luther King Jr. who was memorialized today, and he had to die because he loved the people enough. Yes, we love you, Martin. He used to get up every morning and say, I got to put on my cemetery clothes and be coffin ready for the struggle, because the next wave of democratic battle gonna have something to do with American imperial presences around the world. In his day it was Vietnam, in our day it's Afghanistan, and he was trying to bring together poor people of all colors. And anytime you really love poor people, you better be ready to die. That's the kind of movement that we're talking about. Not for everybody, but at least that kind of spirit. And that's why the love is so crucial. This is a love movement. It's not about hating anybody. We hate injustice. We hate exploitation. We hate domination. It's not about hating anybody. But we love the children enough. We love working people enough. We love the sisters who are catching hell enough. We love the world enough, not in the abstract, but in the concrete, to make the sacrifice that you all have been making here, day in and day out. 16 years ago, Minister Louis Farrakhan brought together 1 million chocolate brothers. 1 million. It's quite a day. A lot of it was misunderstood because he being so controversial, but it was very clear that he was telling them and us to straighten our backs up. You've been cannon fodder for the prison industrial complex too much. You got to grow, you got to mature, and down the line you have got to coalesce with all of those who are struggling. That's a moment in the history too. And we want to acknowledge that, no matter how critical we are or ought to be in that regard. Now, I came here today not solely to be in solidarity with you, and really not so much even to talk, but I wanted to pay honor to Martin Luther King Jr. by getting arrested some way. That's why I came to Washington, D.C. Oh yeah, we were at Temple of Praise this morning with Bishop Staples, my dear brother Bishop Staples. I wish you could have heard Bootsy Collins open his heart and talk about his life and the connection between the funk music, and to get us to take off the mask and quit being so superficial and living on the surface and keep it real and free yourself. And when you free your mind, your something will follow. Oh yeah. And I know they've got a magnificent memorial to our dear brother Martin Luther King Jr. But that stone in Martin, that symbol, could be a beautiful thing, but we know if Martin Luther King Jr. were alive today, he would be right here with us. He would be right here willing to throw down for justice. He would say, you can take your stone and martyr if you want to. I want to be in the flesh and blood because the love is still flowing, and I want to sacrifice in some way and let the whole world know we're not going to give up. We're not going to stop. We're going to stay together. We're going to struggle together. We're going to love together. We're not always going to agree. It's not about unanimity. We're going to be like a Duke Ellington jazz orchestra. Everybody got their own voice, and even Duke is not the conductor. He just one voice among the others. But hit it, Gonzalez. Hit it, Johnny Hodges. Yes, that's democracy in action at the deepest level. That's what is so magnificent about Occupy DC. That's why Brother Kevin talks about leaderlessness and leaderfulness of all of us together, one voice among others. One voice among others. So I'm blessed to be here, and I'm going to listen to Brother Kevin as to how best I can get arrested and anybody else who wants to get arrested. Just be able to bear witness to our brother Martin, to what you all are trying to do and ensuring that.
Go to the emergency room and don't leave. They will arrest you.
Is that right? Which hospital, brother?
Georgetown.
Georgetown Hospital.
I'll go with you.
We going to check it out. Okay. We going to check it out. Love y'all. Love y'all. Take it.
Cornel said I'll take a few questions, so we need an extra bow from him. So let's have a couple of questions. People stand up and you have a question? Desiree, do you stand up for a question? Oh, you
excuse me.
Go Desiree.
Excuse me.
Cornel's a big hugger. Cornel's a big hugger.
I have a question. Question here. Question.
Go ahead.
Dr. West.
Wait, what, just come up so you can ask. Oh my God, yeah.
I want to ask, because I just had a conversation with some beautiful sisters over here. I just had a conversation with two sisters, beautiful sisters over here, who had just left a memorial, and they were talking about President Obama, who I happen to agree with you on, and they were having an issue with you about how you have spoken about the president. And I would like you to speak to that, because I think people are not understanding what you're saying. They need to listen to what you say and understand that you're not making any personal attack on the president as a person, but you're making a statement about the way that he has conducted his job, which sucks.
He's done a fine job.
No, but I appreciate that question and the spirit too, because I think it's very clear that anytime I look at a president, I don't care what color he is, and I am excited to have a black president, because white supremacy is real and needs to be shattered. There's no doubt about that. We had a woman president. Male supremacy is real. It needs to be shattered. We had a Jewish president. Anti-Semitism is real. Needs to be shattered. We had an Arab president. Anti-Arab prejudice is real. But once you get a president, every president's got to deal with the permanent government of the country. And the permanent government of the country is Wall Street oligarchs and corporate plutocrats. So the question becomes, what is the relation between that president and Wall Street? I did 65 events for my brother, trying to bring it into the age of Reagan. The deregulated markets, the indifference to the poor, the polarized body politic. But when I saw that he was moving toward Tim Geithner and Larry Summers, it became very clear that he had not allowed his vision to be severed from the same oligarchic power and deregulating ideology that got us in this catastrophe 3 years ago. So then the question became, well, what is the relation between Tim Geithner coming out of the oligarchs and the legacies of Martin King, Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel, Dorothy Day, Fannie Lou Hamer, Daniel Berrigan, Philip Berrigan? That's my question. What is the relation between public interest and the weak and the vulnerable? That's the question of any Democrat, small d. What is the relation between common good and the poor and working people? And when I looked at Geithner and Summers and Bowles being a host of others, it was clear that the major insiders were part of the very opposition I've been spending 40 years fighting against. So then I had to walk a tightrope. I had to say, here I am excited, because I did break dance for about half an hour when the brother won, because it was a beautiful thing. Let's be honest about it. It was a beautiful thing. All the stuff black people been through, 400 years of being terrorized and traumatized and stigmatized, and now you got a black president? But at the same time, just like having Brother Clarence Thomas on the court. Hey, what does it mean if you side with the strong against the weak and you're still beautifully black? You're just wrong. You're just wrong. And so in that sense, it is an attempt to be critical. I believe in protecting the president against the vicious lies told by the right wing. That's right. He's not a Muslim. He's definitely not a socialist. Quit lying about your brother. You want to see a socialist? Look at me. That's what you want to see. You know that, I'm a revolutionary Christian too, I just want to add that. Socialism is just a moment within my larger movement. You see, that's why I believe in the openness and all of us being candid enough to say who we fundamentally are, because we don't ever want to act as if we're strangers. We ought to try to be love-struck with one another. So when you see me, you ought to see a black man. Don't tell me you colorblind. No. My fro ain't there just for nothing. I'm a black man. I try to be a free black man who loves everybody. But at the same time, I can learn from those who have come from other religions, my Buddhist brothers and sisters, my Jewish brothers and sisters, and my Hindu brothers and sisters, Bill Maher and his agnosticism. I love that brother. I love that brother. We're all in it together, because what brings us together is this focus on this corporate greed in these various sectors of our society, so we can unleash democratic possibilities. So no, it is not personal at all. It might appear personal because in the press, I mean, one black man talk about another, they must be ready to throw down.
We have two more questions. This one from Amina. Go ahead, Amina.
We'll still be here, brother. We'll still be here.
Cornel West.
Right, what's your question from Cornel West?
Who is Dr. Cornel West?
Fair question.
Well, let me put it this way, my dear sister. First, I am the second son of Irene and Clifton, my parents. I was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the same hospital as Charles Wilson and the Gap Band. You know the Gap Band? Greenwood, Archer, and Piney sing that song, There Goes My Baby. You know Charlie Wilson? You know that song? There goes my baby. You don't remember that song? Okay, then I grew up in California. And I have tried to the best of my ability to always accent the precious humanity of poor and working people. And so I write books, I give lectures. You can see I run my mouth, right? And speeches, right? And I'm a teacher. Does that make sense to you? Give me a hand, give me a hand, give me a hand.
My name is Emma Ward, and I represent the seniors here in D.C. Hey, seniors! Hey! What I would like to know from you, Dr. West, is how do you plan to help us have social security rather than social insecurity? Not so much as for us, but also for the young people who are coming along. What are they going to have to live off, or to live with, or to live on? I ask that question. You might get there one day to be a senior.
I might, you never know, but it's indeed, I hope I'm as well preserved as you are. No, it means that we have got to fight for the social net, and Social Security is a fundamental part of that social net. And by social net, what I mean is not what the mainstream corporate media talks about in terms of entitlement. Entitlement is a misleading term. We're talking about what people have already paid into, sacrifice with blood, sweat, and tears, and have it coming to them. And you got folk on the right that want to privatize it. You got folk on the right that want to push it to Wall Street. And you got Democrats who want to play with it and act as if it's a bargaining chip. It ought not to be out. It ought to be outside of the bargaining process. But not only that, we got other social net programs as well. But we begin with Social Security going back to 1935 and the Act under Roosevelt.
Last question. We got one last question here, and then we're going to move on.
Good to see you.
My name is Timothy Murray. My question is, how do we as the 99, which is an organic organization, widen the circle? You know, because we are dealing with the same thing that Wall Street is dealing with. We have to learn how to open our hearts and, you know, get it together. There's classes of people amongst us. And how do we widen that circle? That's pretty much the question.
Thank you. Wonderful question. I mean, one of the wonderful things about the Occupy movement is whosoever will, let them come. Whosoever will, let them come. Bring your voice. Bring your vision. Bring your respect of one another. Bring your humility. By humility, I'm not talking about false modesty. I'm talking about acknowledging that you have something to learn when you listen to others, just as you have something to bring if they learn and listen. But we do need to continue to expand step by step by step. That's why I talked about different colors, different genders, different sexual orientations across the board. But that's what's so wonderful about the jazz-like, protein, fluid, flexible sense of leadership and leaderlessness and leaderfulness. As long as the different voices are heard, and you know the Negro anthem is what? Lift every voice.
Lift every voice.
But what's fascinating about this movement is this is not a movement of echoes. It's a movement of voices. Never confuse a voice with an echo. No, everybody brings their voice.
Thank you all very much for coming. We appreciate it.
There may be an action that we're going to do before everyone leaves. Don't leave yet. The committees that were mentioned, the Interfaith Committee and the Race Relations Committees will still meet, but they may meet after we have an action. Thank you for coming.
everybody move over to the sidewalks going through Capitol Hill. Yep, these are on the sidewalk.
It's all good, folks. It's all good. Supreme Court.
The 99%. We are the 99%. You are the 99%. We are the 99%. You are the 99%.
Make money on this trip. Stop the corporate rule! Stop the corporate rule! Bright star is cast out of our wings, out of our silent tears. Thou who hast brought us thus far on the way, thou who hast by thy might led us into the light. Keep us forever. As long as you don't have $1 billion, you're on our team.
Bless our feet, straight from the pages of God very many. Bless our hearts, struck with the light of the world we forget. God of beneath thy hand, may we forever stay. To our God, to our native land.
We got the Cornel.
Okay.
Eric. Okay, here we go.
Quiet down.
Wasn't that a wonderful walk?
Yes, sir.
Wasn't that a wonderful walk together? Did you feel the love of each other? Did you feel the joy of each other? We've come in front of the Supreme Court of the land because we want to take a stand. We want to bear witness today that we know the relation between corporate greed and what goes on too often in the Supreme Court decision. We want to send a lesson to ourselves, to our loved ones, our families, our communities, our nation, and the world, that out of deep love for working and poor people, that we are willing to put whatever it takes, even if we get arrested today, and say, we will not allow this day of Martin Luther King Jr.'s memorial to go without somebody going to jail. Because Martin King would be here right with us, willing to throw down out of deep love. And I want to add a special word for our brothers and sisters of the police force, because we want to let them know that we are standing with them as working people as well. job they have to do, because when they do it well, it's magnificent, but at the same time, sometimes when they do it, some of us go to jail. So let us now engage in our protest, our nonviolent protest, and say, yes, whoever wants to get arrested, let's do it.
All right. That's 100. Okay. All right, let's go. Go, let's go, Tarek.
Let's go.
You're risking arrest on the steps. You're risking arrest. You're risking arrest. You're risking arrest. You're risking arrest.
You're firing, Cornel!
Let them know.
And corporations are not people.
All power to the people.
Corporations are not people.
No, sir.
Equality, equal justice under the law, that's what we want. Make it real. Make it real.
Excuse me. Oh, bad, bro.
Gentlemen, you're in violation of Title 40, Section 6135. They want to stop demonstrating on Supreme Court property. This is your second warning. If you do not leave after the next one, you will be arrested.
Does that go for media too?
As far as you go.
Bruh. Damn. I thought you just couldn't have a sign.
Come down. They're taking 3 warnings. Yeah, so come on now. And leader. Hey.
Someday,
I get all this guys.
oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday.
Oh, yes. Brother Mark, we love
Where's our change? Where's our hope?
We
behind
Corporations are not people. Are not people. Corporations 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 are not people. Are not people.
If you want to get arrested, feel free to hold it. Oh, well, forget it. Pass that around. Grog. One more. No, that's vinegar. Don't pass that around.
I'll take your sign.
I'll take your sign.
Corporations are not citizens.
Arrest the corporate thieves and bankers. Arrest the corporate thieves and bankers. Arrest the corporations! Arrest the corporate thieves, the bankers!
Very well done, officers.
Corporations! Drag out the military! Take the military!
Officer?
If you guys leave now, we're done, so I'd appreciate it if you guys would just leave.
Chris Gaunt. That officer does not have a name tag. What is his name?
Arrest the corporations! Arrest the corporations! Arrest the corporations! Arrest the corporations!
Arrest the corporations! What about the First Amendment?
Thank you. It's in good hands. Oh, can you grab my hat? My hat.
Drum's coming with you.
What?
Drum's coming with you.
Drum's coming with you. All right.
Need the drum also. Need to take the drum. It is. We're taking it with you. Drum. You're going to give it back to him, aren't you? Yeah, it's part of evidence. Sir, I need that. Oh, come on, officer. You don't need that.
We're going to bring it to a safe spot.
It needs to go with him.
That's all right, don't
worry.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Sir, you're under arrest. You should put your hands behind your back, okay?
Yeah, Jerome!
Arrest the corporations! Arrest the corporations! Arrest the bankers!
Guys, this is fun. You've got to join us. Stop sitting at home. This is where you need to be. Occupy Wall Street, occupy DC, occupy everywhere.
Yeah. Someone's got to film it.
Did you stand up for me, okay?
Sorry.
Russell, what's your last name?
Hinkle, H-I-N-K-L-E. Go Walk!